Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel today. I am so excited for this video, you guys, because this video means that we have hit 500 subscribers and I am just so excited. I honestly, when I made that goal in the beginning of February, I honestly did not think that we were going to reach it. But I think like as of filming now, we're almost at 550 and I'm just so excited. So that means that I get to do the giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned to the end of this video for that. But first, I asked you guys over on Instagram, which if you're not following me there, it's just Brittany_Rose318. But I asked you guys over there to give me some questions to answer for you guys so that I can turn this giveaway video into a Q&A so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And I have a ton of questions here that I wrote down. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm sitting here in my sweats. I have some iced coffee. It is like 30 degrees outside. It's supposed to ice tonight. So we are in super, super comfy mode over here. And we're just going to answer these questions and have a little chit chat. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, I have my list here of my questions and we're just going to start from the very beginning. So number one is, do you want more kids or have you ever thought about having more kids? So the short answer is yes, of course I have. The longer answer is yes, I have, but I go back and forth on it like all the time. Finley is only just now turning 1. She will turn 1 in the beginning of March. So I don't know. Part of me wants to say that we need to just go ahead and do it one more time because it's fresh in my mind how to deal with an infant. And the other part of me is like, Brittany, you're getting out of bottles and all that crap pumping and all that. You're about to leave it behind and be into toddlerhood. Just let it go. So I don't know. My husband, I think I could talk into one if he wanted to have another one or if I wanted to have another one, but I don't know that I'm not 100% I want to have another kid. So I guess to be determined, but if I had to give an answer like right now on whether or not we'll have any more kids, I would say no. Okay, number 2, favorite meal to make and favorite meal to order in or dine out with. So my favorite meal to make, we make a lot of stuff. Let's see. I really enjoy buffalo chicken dip. I have a really good recipe for that that is always like super well received when I make it for things. I enjoy baking cakes, but as far as a meal goes, I would have to say that my favorite meal to make, and I know that my family is going to love it every time I make it, is hamburger steaks. When I was younger, I worked for a lady when I was in nursing school. I worked for a lady that was 95 years old and I just did some sitting with her and stuff. And she taught me how to make like homemade biscuits and real good fried hamburger steak and mashed potatoes and gravy to go with it, like homemade gravy. And I came home and made that for Chris. We didn't have any kids then. And it's been a staple ever since. So I would definitely say that meal. And then favorite meal to get at takeout. I'm a Mexican fan. We have a restaurant here called Casa Grande and they have the absolute best fajita nachos and a good margarita. I miss it. I miss going out and getting Mexican food, but pandemic. So number 3 is, what is a special talent of yours? Let's see. So I can sing. I've mentioned this briefly on my Instagram, but I actually trained to be an opera singer. I started singing when I was very, very young. Like I was in chorus in like elementary school. And as got older, I would go and audition for like state choral programs and stuff like that. And I would get in. And eventually in high school, my chorus teacher pulled me aside and was like, hey, you've got a really powerful voice. Is this something you'd be interested in? And I actually ended up training for 8 years. I'm sure that my voice is super rusty right now. I did a few productions. We're in North Carolina and Charlotte's several hours away from us, but I did a few productions there when I was in my young adulthood, and then just having kids and stuff has deterred that. It was always something that I was just kind of good at, but I wasn't super passionate about. Like I didn't want to make it my life. But I'm sure I could jump back into it. if I wanted to. So special talent. Number 4, are you having treat meals on your fitness journey? So some of you may know that I'm on a fitness journey. I have made a few videos about it and I post a little bit more about that over on Instagram. But yes, I am. So one thing that my husband and I love to do is on Saturday nights after the kids go to bed, we just kind of watch all of our shows and munch on snacks and stuff like that. And that wasn't really something that I wanted to give up because it's like our sort of little date night during this pandemic. So that is the time, Saturday evening, which is probably bad because it's eating so late at night, but that is the time that I decided to treat myself weekly. So all throughout the week, if I'm like craving something or I want to give in, I say, well, if you want to be able to do that Saturday night, then you need to eat good the rest of the time. So not necessarily a meal, but maybe like a treat period where I'm allowed to just sort of eat what I want for a couple of hours in the evenings on Saturday. What is the most defining moment in your life? So I read this question. I read them all, obviously, because I wrote them down beforehand, and I honestly didn't know how to answer it at first because I feel like a lot of people would say like, oh, my kid's being born or me getting married or something like that. But for me, my defining moment in life is a little bit darker. So my dad, which I've mentioned in a couple of videos, I think, but my dad died 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago on February 8th. And there's this whole sort of thing surrounding his death that just makes it really sad. And if I start talking about it, I'll probably bawl. So we're not going to go into all of the details of how he died, but basically he was a truck driver and he was on the road and passed away on the road. He had a massive heart attack. I had not seen him since it wasn't Christmas Day, but it was around that week of Christmas because he had done a celebration in his house. So we're 6 weeks later, which is not uncommon for him he would go out. He owned a route with Snyder. And so he would go out and be gone for, 6 to 8 weeks and he'd be home for 3 or 4 weeks. So that's usually how he liked to do it. And he was trying to actually get home for my son's birthday party at the end of February or middle to end of February. So he passed away very unexpectedly in Ohio. Long story short, it took us a couple of days to be notified that he had died. So that is one moment in my life where I feel like it was the first time in my life as an adult that I kind of like realized that things are final, that we won't all be here forever, that I could die 5 minutes from now, or, my husband or my mother, God forbid, or anybody in my life could be gone in an instant. And it just makes me so thankful for the relationship I do have with my mom, but I wish I would have had a better relationship or had more time with my dad. And I just want to tell everybody, like, forgive people, forget things, don't judge people, love everybody no matter what, and just try to live your life so that if anybody wonders how you feel about them, I don't know, if somebody has to wonder how you feel about them, then you're doing it wrong. That's my opinion. I think that, when I pop into someone's mind, I want them to know, oh, she loves me or whatever. And I do love all people unless I'm giving a reason not to. So guys, call your parents, call your freaking parents and talk to them every day because they will not be here forever. Call your friends, especially during this pandemic when there's been so much going on and you haven't seen people as often as you would like. Call them, FaceTime them, do something. If I could get one thing across in this, it's that you don't want to wait until it's too late to find out what I'm talking about, because you won't understand, or you'll think it's just, you might say you understand, but trust me, you don't unless you really have experienced this. So call your parents, call your grandparents, call everybody and tell everybody that you love them. Okay. Number 6, let's move on to something a little bit lighter. How did you and your husband meet? So my husband and I met when I was in college and he was just starting his career. He is, I think somebody asked what my husband did, so maybe I could just tie that into this. He was just starting his career. My husband is a beer salesman, so he sells, he has a route and he sells beer to grocery stores, convenience stores, stuff like that. So he was just starting out. He was actually like the bottom of the bottom, the guy that like had to go in and like put all the beer, take it out of the boxes, put it on the shelves. And I was working in a grocery store while in college, and we met there. It was a Food Line, if anybody from the South knows Food Line. And we started dating, and 2 years later he asked me to marry him, and the rest is that. I was 18 when we met. I just turned 18. So yeah. What is your go-to for self-care? So I am a huge Lush addict, like probably way more than I should be for my financial situation. I always have some Lush bath bombs, and that is definitely the thing that I like to do when I'm trying to decompress, especially like a long day with the kids. When my husband gets home, I'm like, I'm going to take a bath. And we don't actually have a bathtub in our downstairs master bathroom, so I have to go upstairs to the kids' bathroom to take a bath. But I do probably at least once a week go up there and just sit for a good 30-45 minutes in my bath bomb and take a bath. What are your biggest fears? I think that my biggest fear has to do with what I said about my dad. So having somebody pass away or losing somebody and them not know how I feel. I have always been somebody that if I love you, you're going to know I love you. Or if I don't like you, you probably will know that too, because I've been told that I'm not good at hiding things or hiding like my feelings. So it's probably like that I'm going to die and that people aren't going to know how I feel, or I'm not going to have made the impact on the world that I feel like I need to make. That's definitely my biggest fear. Aside from like something happening to one of my children or my husband, of course, those are like my biggest as a mother fear. But like, if we're talking besides that, I would say dying and not completing my mission on this earth. Okay. Do you have any siblings? I do. I have 5 siblings. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother, and I am number 4. I'm the 4th oldest. What is your favorite school memory or childhood memory? So I think I'm gonna go the childhood route. So we used to always go to my grandparents' house in the summertime and at Christmas time, twice a year. They lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and so we would go there and spend like a week with them. And one summer, I can remember my grandparents owned season tickets to the Alabama Theater in South Carolina. If you've been to Myrtle Beach, I'm sure you know what that is. And so we always went to the show while we were there. And one summer, my grandfather, who was the one that was an FBI agent, I don't know if you saw that video where I talked about his desk, but so he's like this typical stern, serious man. And so all that day he had told us that he wasn't going to go to the show that night because he wasn't feeling well, or he wanted to rest or whatever. And so all day we were all upset that Pop-Pop wasn't going to be there. So we go out to eat beforehand, and we show up at the Alabama Theater, and he is standing on like at the top of the steps. It's like a big column type building, and it has 2 flights of stairs to get up to the top of it. And he was just standing there like with this huge smile on his face. And my grandfather was like the best man in the entire world. And like, it just like, I don't know, just something about that memory of him like tricking us all day, or maybe not feeling well, but then not wanting to disappoint us, is just like, it's my best memory. And I can still remember like running up to him and hugging him, and like the feel of his hug, which is weird, but I can remember it. What's your favorite family tradition or vacation? So every year we go to the beach in the summertime with my in-law side of the family, and we rent a big beach house and we have a fun week. Usually we go to the Outer Banks, so that's definitely my favorite like memory as an adult. As a child, I would say that trip to Myrtle Beach at Christmas time, because all of my cousins and aunts and uncles would come as well, and that would be like a whole week of New Year fun. And so those 2, childhood, adult. What made you want to start a YouTube channel? So I have been watching like lifestyle YouTubers. I don't really get into like family vloggers, but like more so like Tiffany Beeston, or, Kelly's Corner. I love Kelly's Corner, stuff like that, for years. And I've always thought that it was something that I could do well, and that, I would have fun doing, but I never like took the plunge. And one day, 2 months ago, I was just like, I'm gonna film a video. And so I did, and I never looked back. I am loving every minute of it. So that ties into the next question is, what's your favorite part of YouTube so far? Definitely the people that I've met. I have made so many friends. I text with some of them. You know, we've exchanged phone numbers, and I'm in like groups that, you know, YouTube moms kind of come together and support each other. And I am just loving all of the people that I meet. Like, if for nothing else, if this channel never goes anywhere ever, just the amount of friends that I've made has 100% made this worth it, like without a doubt. Okay, so that was the last question. Thank you guys for submitting all of those questions. And if you have any more, like leave them down in the comment section and I'll answer them there, of course. So on to the giveaway. So this giveaway will run through the end of February, so through February 28th. On March 1st, I will announce the winner. So I'm going to pick one person at random using random.org most likely. Depending on how many people we get, I might just do like a drawing name type of thing. But I'm gonna choose one person that will get a $25 e-gift card to anywhere of your choice. I mean, within reason, like it's not somewhere like really, you know, shady, but like Walmart, Target, Starbucks, even just like PayPal, you can choose and I will email it to you. And then you will also get a special surprise from me. And that is something that I enjoy, that I think you guys will enjoy as well. So yeah, that is what you will get. And in order to end, something about yourself, something that you want to share with me about yourself. I would love to hear anything about you that you want to share. I love talking to you guys and getting to know you in the comments. There's so many of you that I chat with regularly, and I love like hearing your opinions on things and such. So let me know a memory or something about yourself that you want to share. So again, subscribe to my channel and you will be entered to win the $25 gift card and then the extra little surprise treat as well that only the winner will know unless they want to share it. Okay, so I think that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for 500 subscribers. I can't wait to see where this YouTube journey takes me. This is just the beginning, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.